Good evening, everyone, and welcome to True School Sports, the untouchable True School Sports. Let's get it right. Today's topic that we're going to talk about is going to be about the IBF final eliminator. The winner will fight the winner of Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury for the IBF title that currently Anthony Joshua owns right now. Anyways. But no further ado, the IBF has ordered the final eliminator between Michael the Bounty Hunter 2 against the animal, Filip Hrgovic. And what a fight this is going to be. You got the number 4, Michael Hunter, and you got the number 5, and Filip Hrgovic with IBF fighting for this title. And this is going to be a great fight. There's going to be fire in this fight because both of these fighters are hungry. They have a reason why they want to be here. They both took different roads and different journeys to get to where they're at, but they're finally here, and it's about to happen. And let me tell you right now, it's gonna be like the 4th of July. The firecrackers are gonna be cracking. I'm just gonna bring out tell you about both of the fighters, what I think about them, what I think their most weakness is, what strengths are, and how I feel probably gonna end. Who's gonna win, who's not gonna win. But I'm telling you, these two guys, it's unreal. I am gonna start off first. I'm gonna start with Filip the Animal Hrgovic. Filip the Animal Hrgovic took on a long journey, come all the way from Croatia. That's where he started boxing at a young age, and he's come over here. He's been training here in the 305 in Mundo Boxing with Pedro Diaz. You guys know that Pedro Diaz is an elite trainer. He's very he's accomplished a lot of things in the U.S. Olympic team for the Cuban team, and he's very technical. I've been to their camp. I've been to what he does with the boxes in and out, and I can tell you one thing, that the animal's going to be ready when you got Pedro Diaz behind you in Mundo Boxing, because they train their fighters to the T. One of the things I noticed when I went there is there is no music, there's no nothing. Everything is focused to the end. But without further ado, then that being said, I'm going to talk about again. I'm going to start with Hrgovic. I'm going to tell you what he's all about, and we'll go from there. Well, the animal. Let me tell you one thing. What I like about him. He actually he's got a strong IQ in the boxing ring. That's you got to watch out for that. He's got that. He uses, it's crazy, he doesn't box, when he boxes on his defense, he doesn't put his hands up like this at all. He uses his reach and distance, and he aims, and he keeps the opponent by judging distance for how far he's going to throw his punch and making it difficult for for his opponent. So Filip Hrgovic, like I say, his IQ is strong. He's got a IQ, the reach is very strong. He's got a right hand, strong right hand. And what's funny is, people get fooled when they see him. When he throws his punches, they look like the caveman, very methodical, very slow. But those punches they're heavy, they're strong, and they're forceful. And if Michael Hunter doesn't watch out and he walks into one, he's going to be in for a long night. Because if he walks into one of those punches, you're going to get knocked out. I'm telling you that right now. So he's got, like I said, his punches are like methodical. He keeps, like I say, he keeps good distance, which makes it difficult for the other opponents to hit him. And one of the things I noticed for him when I was watching his fights is that when an opponent comes forward with a jab or any kind of punches, he literally backs up like a step back, making it more difficult for the opponent to reach or touch him. So, I mean, that's big. If I throw a punch at you and I go forward, and then I back up while you're going forward, that punch is not going to land on me. So he's very smart what he does in the ring. Like I told you, he likes to take that back step, and I like that he throws that straight right hand over right hand with authority. When Hrgovic got you, he throws that right, he's going for the kill. I'm telling you that right now. Another thing that I like about him, and I'll be honest about you. A lot of people compare Hrgovic, the animal, to Vitaly Klitschko because of the way he fights, because of the way he stands, the way he comes through. He's got that European style. and that's how Vitaly Klitschko was. He was a silent killer, but when he got you, he attacked you, and he damaged you up. So his punches, people say very slow. He says foot movements like his foot average. His foot movements average. But when I tell you, when he finishes you, when he gets you in the corner, and he gives you he gives you up a right uppercut or whatever, or the overhand right, and you feel it, you're gonna know. He's got very skillful. He's got power. He's got toughness. He's displayed it. Like I say, he's a very technical fighter. He has a high boxing IQ, has power, has a strong chin, and his cardio and his natural head movement is like I say again, it's like Vitaly Klitschko. For a big guy the way he is, he moves pretty well around the ring. People think he's too stiff. Doesn't have, but don't get that twisted. Sometimes the mind will play tricks on you and make you feel like it's an illusion, but it really is not. I mean, he's really got it. He comes forward, and Hrgovic will come forward and he will time you. And when he does, you can ask Greg Corbin what happened to him when he fought him. He got the shit knocked out of him real quick. His trainer, Pedro Diaz, like I told you, he's an elite Cuban trainer back from the Cuban days before he fought him. He compared him to they compared him to Teofilo Stevenson. If you don't know who Teofilo Stevenson is, he's a great heavyweight that's from Cuba, that dominated over there, and the Cuban regime over there. And you could technically say that he was the Muhammad Ali of Cuban boxing. I'll put it to you that way. And that's how Pedro Diaz from Mundo Boxing, his trainer, describes Filip Hrgovic's power. So I'm gonna tell you straight up, Hrgovic's used to fighting shorter guys, taller guys. He brings them down, and like I said, people don't go to sleep on his jab. Don't go to sleep over his right hand, because I'm gonna tell you right now, Hrgovic will catch you. He's very patient, but when he gets you set up for the hokey doke, he's gonna come and get you. So expect Hrgovic to go in to be patient, throw his low, like people say, slow, methodical punches, which really they're not, and expect him to use that right jab, the right uppercut, and the overhand right hand. It's nasty. It's nasty. And the beautiful thing I like about him is his IQ in the ring is good. He knows where he's at, and he also, like I said, when the opponent comes to hit him and lunges towards him, he takes it back. He takes a step backwards, and he uses his distance to use against his opponents, more or less making it more difficult for the opponent to reach him. He's very intelligent, and he's a beast. And they don't call him an animal for anything. Like I say, when he gets you in the corner and he knows he's got you down, he's going to finish you off. So, Michael Hunter, you better get ready, because it's coming. On the other side of the ledger, we have Michael Hunter. Michael the Bounty Hunter. And a lot of people compare him to Tommy Hurricane Jackson. And the reason they compare him to Tommy Hurricane Jackson is because of his fortitude, his bravery, and his discipline in the ring. His stamina in the ring, and he takes fights. He takes fights on anybody. He takes fights that ordinarily people wouldn't even take. He doesn't care. He's just going in there and he's gonna battle you out. He's gonna fight whoever he is. He doesn't care if you're tall, short, whatever. And the funny part about this fight is that Michael Hunter, all his fighters have been taller than him, and he's done taking care of business with them. So don't count him out. He's here for a reason, and he's going to show what he's got. He's actually an undersized heavyweight for all his fighters, because all his fighters have been taller. He's got a good left hook, jab, uppercut, and and what I like about his jab, when he's got a stepping jab, and then he also walks backwards with the jab. In other words, he'll jab you, he comes back, jab you. If you got back, he still jab you as you're coming forward. So he's really good. People say that he needs to work on his body movement. I don't think so. I think he's okay. As time goes on, he'll get used. He's been around, but I'm saying as time as the fight goes on, he'll figure that out himself. He's a clever fighter, slipping and sliding, and he's definitely a great finisher. He'll finish you up real quick too. That's what I'm saying. Just like Paul Bunyan, chop on a tree. So if Hrgovic sleeps on him, he can get caught with something real quick, and he'll chop you down like Paul Bunyan. So just like I said, Filip Hrgovic is great at what he does. and finishing off his fighters and using his defense and not doing this and using his distance to do that. It's the same way that's going to happen with Michael Hunter. The same exact thing. Michael Hunter also has a lot of. Michael Hunter also has a. He's not afraid to mix it up with any opponent. You gotta respect that from him. He's not afraid to mix up with any opponent, and he's fought some. I mean, he's fought some good fighters too. He's fought Usyk, Povetkin, Alexander Ustinov, Martin Bakoli, and Sergey Kuzmin. So he's got that good. And what's good about this fight is we're gonna see Hrgovic get tested by him because he's got a combination punching, and his work rate could be the determining factor when we win this fight. He's very fast. He's constantly moving, and if Hrgovic don't come right, it's going to be a long night for him also. Yeah, so that's on Michael. Like I said, that's on my thoughts on both of the fighters. Hrgovic is tall. We know that already. He uses his distance to keep his opponents at bay. And with that, he also times his punches. And when the opponent throws a punch at him, he also backs up, making it difficult for the opponent to come in. So Michael Hunter needs to be aware of that. If he thinks he's going to just go walk in there, it's going to be difficult because he's a shorter guy to get in there. Usually the shorter guy goes to the body. It's going to be difficult for him to get to Hrgovic. It's not going to be that easy. And he's got to be careful that he doesn't sleep and think that the punches that Hrgovic is throwing are slower than what they really are. Because when he hits you with them, those are grown man punches, like we say here in True School Sports. On the other side of the ledger, Hrgovic will come with the mentality not underestimate the Bounty Hunter, Michael the Bounty Hunter, because Michael the Bounty Hunter fought a lot of tall guys, and he's taking them all down and knocked most. He got 19-1-1. There's a reason why he's like that. There's a reason why they call him the Bounty Hunter. So it's a great fight because you got Michael Hunter, who is who's fought all number tall guys, and he knows how to adjust to them, and he knows how to knock them down and chop those trees down. And you got Hrgovic over here, who's got an excellent ring IQ, very defensive minded. But when he gets you and he gets his prey, he becomes the hunter. He becomes the hunter, hunting you down and tearing you apart. And he will do that. He's a very smart fight. So for both of these fights, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I don't know what to call it, to be honest with you, because I look at the experience that Michael Hunter has. I look at the experience that he got fighting the tall guys, and that's going to come to play here against Hrgovic. And he's not afraid to battle it with anybody. And like you say, they compare it to Hurricane Jackson for a reason, because of his bravery, and he's not afraid to get in there with anybody. And that's why he's made it so far. And then on the other side, you got this guy from Croatia that's come over here all the way into the journey, has been training all his life to get the dream that he wants. He's tall. He uses his range. He uses his distance, and he uses his range. He uses his distance to range to keep his boxers away. So it's going to be a great fight, guys. You got two hungry lions in the den, and we don't know who's going to win. I don't know who's going to win. I like both fighters. I like the stories. I like the feel good stories from Michael Hunter, but then I also love the story from Filip Hrgovic. Very humble guy, very quiet, very respectful. But when he needs to turn it on, he becomes a different animal inside that ring. You guys can leave your comments down below. Tell me what you think about the fight, who you guys want to win. Keep subscribing to True School Sports, and thank you for tuning in.